I noticed that a lot of other parts of me have more restrained kind of movements. So if a part of me that was like more likely to people please, I guess, took the front, then there might be a lot of impulses that I feel about wanting to move. I feel constricted, and I want to have like freedom of fucking expression in my movement. I want to be able to flail my arms around if I want and feel my body doing it, and like these two things are very different for other parts. So there's like this weird half constrained, half movement based thing going on at the minute where I can kind of move as I want to a little bit, and then one part or another will just seize up in fucking dread of what we might look like if somebody happens to be watching us, or what we might look like to us when we watch this back, which I think will be fine. Or I think the seizing up might look a bit strange, but we have to get used to like pushing the restrictive outer fucking shell of terror at what people might think of us. It's kind of better. I can pace at least a little. It's like there's just so many parts set up to not interact, not move, and not do anything in any way that's like abnormal or eye-catching, or that could lead people to interact with us or question us, or yeah, just not in any way eye-catching is the goal, which is not something I really think about or thought about. I would know defensively what things were eye-catching in a way that would put us at risk, but I would also be very centered on like just how I was feeling. And I feel better if I can fucking move around and feel the body and express the fact that there is life in it, instead of like feeling like I've got cement poured into every goddamn atom of me, seizing up. Shit. Makes me feel like I'm coiled and caged. And then I go into seething anger, which doesn't help. It's like immediately gets sent back through shutdown. But if I walk and move and express in the open and carefree way that I would, other parts of me feel very, very insecure about every single unfamiliar piece of my movement to them. I see. Well, this is going to take a lot of fucking compromise, and I guess I will be patient while we learn that moving our body is safe. Maybe this is why skateboarding was scary for some. I guess it's like not just what we look like, it's we've got to get used to feeling the body and being aware of it, and then noticing those movements, other parts being like, oh shit, we're visible to other people with these movements. So there's like this whole, we have to get rid of it internally, like used to, it's like this whole learning process of how something feels like internally, and what it means for how we're observed going on all at the same time. With heaping spoonfuls of victim blaming, weird, warped shit thrown in. So like, we must have been taught to believe that like every way we conducted ourselves and behaved was for someone else other than us, because that is the seizing with dread, everyone will think it concern of being misunderstood and of our safety. It's definitely coming down to like, what will we look like and what will people think we wanted them to think with this, as if everybody is assuming that every move we make and everything we say and everything we do is for them and not us. Oh, which is the assumption for a lot of parts, which has been normalized. Because if we were taught to prioritize everyone else and not us in a lot of parts, then yes, That makes sense. Well, that fucking sucks. And we deserve to be able to relax and feel confident in the fact that everything we're doing is for us. What's wrong with the shorts? I'm not going to paraphrase that. It does make it very difficult to carry on the conversation. Alright, it's fair, you don't have to speak. I don't know. I just see a very CL Phantom Hive sort of thing happening whenever it's shorts and my voice coming out. Not the sort of look I'm going for. It looks cute on you, and that's fine. I don't want to look cute. I will not say something that you will hit me for. Always wise. You don't have to. That's totally valid. Which I know you know, but it helps to say it out loud sometimes, just to make sure every part of you knows that's totally valid. If you don't want to front in the clothing I'm wearing, that's like, you don't even need to explain. I know. I don't want to be affected so heavily. I don't know. I always think of like sort of fucking situations we've been in. I don't want to be distracted thinking about what I'm wearing and whether or not it suits me. If we're in any kind of a bad spot ever again, I'm fucking a little bit previously engaged, so I'd rather be desensitized to anything we could potentially be wearing or doing, or anything that could be a distraction. There's a guy walking his dog, but now I can't get off of this stump just because he's seen me, because I would be diving down in hiding. Okay, well, I feel uncomfortable. How are you? I'm totally fucking fine, I don't care. But I've never given a shit about this sort of stuff. Also, you can step down if other parts don't feel good. It's such a balance, you know. I don't want us to feel like we have to stay observed in a way that makes us uncomfortable. I want us to always be prioritizing us. And also, I don't want us to feel like we have to run or hide from shit or have anything change about the way we're behaving just because somebody has seen us. Because that has affected so much of our fucking lives, and I'm so done with it. And people are everywhere, so the only thing I can really do to give us absolute and total freedom to exist and be us is not give a shit about whether or not someone's seeing what we're doing. So, even though it's uncomfortable, and it really, really fucking is. And yes, it makes me feel very fucking... It makes a lot of shit happen all at once, because I feel insecure, I feel angry that I feel insecure, I'm not used to feeling insecurities. I feel kind of awkward about that. Or rather, I feel a lot of intense discomfort, and my mind is labelling those as awkward and insecure and anxious. And I understand why. I understand that it was a safety concern. I understand that it is no longer a safety concern. And all that's left is repeatedly getting used to it until we feel different. Which is frankly one of the reasons that I personally carried on with the vlogging. Other parts of me have many different motives, all of which are valid. I was not very interested until I saw that it was helping us. And then Ah, you alright? But seeing how many ways it's helping us has made it, yeah, that it seems worth it. It helps with that. It gives me something to practice ignoring, or it gives me something to practice existing and not feeling constrained by, or like inhibited from, or focused on. Like, it gives me practice at repeatedly not thinking, I wonder what we look like to the camera or to us or to the people watching. And every time I get better at focusing on how I'm feeling and being in my body and just existing without thinking about that, I get a little bit better at feeling confident and less insecure whenever people outside see us. And then if I can feel that, then I guess younger parts in here will start feeling free to do things like play and experience fucking life and feel safe doing it. And we won't just have to wait for patches where we're totally alone, and keep an eye out for people all the time to feel the kind of freedom to let us explore. I had a weird fucking moment earlier where it came down to, you made me think of it. This is not out of left field as it seems. I trust you to be relevant, and I don't need the linking or validation, or I don't need to tone police you. You could just respond. Now that, like, with me being able to feel, sorry, I know you hate being reminded of it. Oh god, sorry. Fucking stop. Shit, sorry. God. That was not deliberate and I hate it too. I know, I don't know why I'm apologising. I just feel awful and it shoots out my mouth. Oh, okay, I'm not sorry. Fuck. I threw myself with that. So you got thrown. It's not like you did that deliberately. Good point. Yeah. With the fact that I can, with our communication getting better inside, I don't need you to clarify as many things out loud, or there aren't parts of me being afraid about whether or not you're actually pissed or anything, or if we've done something wrong, because I can feel how you mean it, and like that's kind of fine. So I apologise for having to tone police you through like our whole lives before, and feeling unsafe constantly, depending on how you reacted when you didn't really have like any of the resources spare to communicate in any other way. And frankly, it was fucking amazing that you managed to communicate at all. And yeah, you can respond however the fuck you like now. And also, I'm like, even if on days where I can't tell how you mean it or anything, I'd like to think that it gives me confidence building skills in being certain in my own innocence, and that I haven't done anything wrong, or that I feel confident in whatever I've said or done without knowing how you're responding to it yet. Alright. I had a thought earlier that I don't know why. I thought something I thought was interesting or cool. Some part of me did. And other parts sort of felt like that was wrong. Felt uncomfortable and aggressive and labelled it lame, I think. For decide, like, you can't decide that you're cool, other people decide that. And I thought about it and I was like, no, they fucking don't. Am I going to take... It's so subjective. Am I going to take anybody else's idea on what they personally perceive to be fucking cool? If I'm the main point of view and the main emotional set that we are prioritising and the ones that we can fucking feel, why the fuck? You alright? You alright, bud? You are breathing. You just got a biscuit stuck in your throat. Hold still. And we're safe. Heart attack. On the ground. Do I ever fucking want to? They're not joking right now. You're fine. You don't have to go into any emergency procedures. He's totally safe, he's eating. We checked for airflow really quickly. Want is a strong word, but yes, I really, really, really do think we have to.